and what he knows. Gio Reyna to Nottingham Forest, Jules.
Hi, Kay. Yeah, this is the most advanced talk for Gio Reyna. We reported last week on the website that there were a few clubs around Europe that he's been offered to by Jorge Mendes, his new agent, and obviously Nottingham Forest, where Jorge Mendes has a very strong influence, let's put it that way, was one of those clubs. And it seems that Claudio Reyna and Gio Reyna, who eventually will decide where Gio is going to play, like the idea of coming to the Premier League, coming to England and play for Forest, whose coach is obviously one of Jorge Mendes' other clients in Nuno Espirito Santo. So again, you can clearly understand how this transfer could come about.
So he's looking for regular playing time, but in a team that's struggling, is this it?
Well, he's only got to be better than what's there, and I think, you know, if it's a loan, it works for him, because Forest could well be relegated, depending on form and points deduction. But you look at the wide players, or you look at the positions, Morgan Gibbs-White will play in that number 10 role. Normally, if fit, Gio Reyna can play there. But if he wants to play wide, he's looking at Anthony Elanga and he's looking at Callum Hudson-Odoi, who haven't been regulars in the side and haven't played consistently well. So there is... And by the way, I think Gio Reyna's a better player than those guys. Maybe, you know, Hudson-Odoi's regressed a little bit. He was going to Bayern Munich for 30 million, it seemed, a couple of years ago, and didn't get game time at Chelsea, goes to Forest, been a bit of a hit and a miss. So I think Reyna could get game time there, but he potentially is going into the side now is a little bit more progressive under Nuno Espirito Santo than it was under Steve Cooper. Under Steve Cooper, in the end, for as good a job as he did, it was a very stoic, defensive sort of shape. The new coach is trying to change that, so it could potentially work for him. But he just, whether it's Forest, whether it's any other team in any other league, he just has to make sure two things happen. One, he stays healthy and fit, which has been a problem. And two, he's not sat on his backside on the bench. Those are the two things that Gio Reyna needs to avoid to kickstart his career again.
In terms of talent, I think Gio Reyna gets into the Nottingham Forest starting 11. I almost don't think there's much doubt about it. But the thing with Gio Reyna for me is, I always feel he's one of those players who's remonstrating on the pitch with teammates when things don't go his way. You're playing in a team that's struggling, things don't go your way a lot of the time. Does he then become a liability if that starts happening and happening with some consistency? What teams like Forest, what teams down the bottom half of the table need are players who come in, roll their sleeves up and play from the opening whistle to the absolute last. Talent-wise, I have no questions, no concerns about Gio Reyna. Mentality-wise and that personality-wise is where I'm a little sceptical.